On the evening of 14 February 2021, inside the glass and marble lobby of the River Point Hotel in Brno, Czechia, a fixed dome camera records a woman waiting near the elevators. The timestamp in the upper corner reads 19:12:46. She checks her phone, wipes a sleeve across the condensation of her coffee cup, then steps forward when the bell chimes. The hotel's fluorescent light holds her in a flat, even plane. No shadows to hide intention. According to the initial incident report filed 2 days later by Mesta Policija Brno, subject was last observed entering lift to level 3. No footage of exit located. Report 21-1847, page 2. Her mother would later tell detectives, "She said I'll be there in 10:15, like always." The clerk returns a practiced smile. The elevator doors close at 19:13:12. The camera remains, humming. She isn't seen on any camera again while alive. By the late afternoon of 14 February 2021, Brno's winter light has flattened the streets along the Svratka River. A municipal street camera at Kridlovitska and Požiči picks up Eva Marečková at 18:47:09, walking north with a blue canvas tote and a gray wool coat. The footage log notes, "Subject checks phone at 18:47:16, continues without deviation." Eva is 24, a pharmacy student with a Saturday shift at a wellness shop on Masarykova. Her colleague Lenka Shimkova confirms in a police statement. She left at 18:30, said she had coffee plans. The text message obtained from Eva's phone backup reads, "I'll be there in 10:15. At 19:07:31, a hotel exterior camera shows Eva stepping through the revolving door, glancing at her phone a second time. There is no visible distress. The lobby clerk, Petr Hronik, later testifies. She asked if there was a café still open. He points to the elevator bank. The bell sounds. She enters, alone. Ordinary gestures can look like safety until they become the last record. The hotel security archive holds entry footage. It holds no exit. On 15 February 2021, in a small kitchen in Jabovreski, Hanna Vesela, Eva's mother, tries twice at 9:12 and 9:17 to reach her daughter. Carrier records show both calls route to voicemail. The phone last pings a tower near the Petrovice Industrial Park at 22:04 the night before. No unusual activity, reads the initial call detail report, CDR 21-1847-S1. Hanna visits Eva's flat at 12:20. Neighbors Yana and Vít Konečný confirm no one returned overnight. On the desk, a class schedule, an open laptop, a charger left on the floor. The laptop event log indicates a last user sign-in at 16:11 the day prior. No shutdown sequence recorded. At 14:05, Hanna files a missing person report at Mesta Policija Brno, Jakubska Namjesty, speaking with duty officer Sergeant Karel Varga. The standardized intake reads, "Adult female, maybe voluntary absence." Hanna responds, softly, "No." Systems default to routine, until routine becomes the risk itself. The hotel confirms Eva's arrival. It cannot confirm her leaving. By 16 February 2021, Detective Pavel Ruzicka and Detective Yana Novakova make a welfare check at the River Point. Their request for footage, request 21-1847-V, returns lobby and elevator feeds. Third-floor hallway cameras were offline pending maintenance. A work order signed on 11 February confirms. Front desk logs show room 314. Paid in cash by Tomas Kadlec, age 42. Check-in at 17:55 on 14 February. Estimated checkout 16 February at noon. Housekeeping records note a "Do Not Disturb" placard hung both mornings. The detectives call the listed mobile at 17:22. No answer. The bank card on Cadlec's file is a prepaid card. The registered email resolves to a domain with privacy protection. In their replay, the elevator chime sounds again. Eva checks her phone before the doors close. Evidence can appear whole until you notice what's missing. A hallway feed, a real card, a second camera angle. A room number surfaces. A name materializes on paper, not yet in person. Initial classification as voluntary absence follows common practice when adults disappear without signs of struggle or medical risk. In this case, the misclassification lasted 48 hours because the earliest evidence, CCTV entry and neutral staff interaction, showed no obvious alarm. The missing hallway footage and cache-based room, when paired with a phone that stopped moving, altered the stakes. On 17 February 2021, while detectives Ruzicka and Novikova wait for a production order on the hotel's full registry, Hanna brings Eva's laptop to the station. With a warrant, Order 211847D1, the digital forensics examiner, Inger Marek Holub, extracts browser artifacts. A recurring handle, @OrbitNow42, across a public messaging forum and a private chat app. A series of hotel searches centered on River Point Coffee, and an email thread titled Chemistry Tasks. The last message from Orbit Now reads, 19:15 at the lobby. Brief chat first. Hanna's notebook shows a lined page circled 3 times. Blue tote. Phone. 10:15. She says without drama. She checks her phone when she's nervous. What looks like habit becomes a metronome of contact and control. The handle @OrbitNow42 links to an IP address in a coworking hub 10 minutes from the hotel. By the morning of 18 February 2021, a supervisory memo reclassifies the case from missing adult to suspected abduction. Memo 21-1847-R. Patrol units canvass the River Point's 3rd floor. The maintenance technician Radek Schaffer confirms the hallway camera was waiting on a replacement circuit board. Housekeeping notes for room 314 record strong cleaning agent odor and multiple towels missing. A search radius of 5 kilometers is set around the hotel. 12 officers and 2 volunteers from a local rescue group sweep river-adjacent lots. The police communications log indicates a bolo for a gray Skoda Octavia, partial plate 5B9. Reported by parking attendant Elena Krylova leaving the garage at 21:41 on the 14th. Procedure accelerates when a pattern breaks. No exit, no phone signal, no witness. The Skoda's plate reconstructs from an ANPR camera 70 meters from the hotel exit. On 19 February 2021, the automatic number plate recognition system returns a full registration. 5B91462. Registered to Thomas Cadlec, age 42, of Vyshkov. Database cross-checks note prior employment at a logistics firm and 3 short-term rentals in the last 6 months. Photos in the DMV file show a man with close-cropped hair, pale eyes. Detectives secure a search warrant for Cadlec's listed flat. It is freshly vacated. In the bin, discarded phone packaging for a model that can spoof MAC addresses and Wi-Fi logs. The investigators don't declare guilt. They follow detail. The login for @OrbitNow42 traces to a workstation in a co-working space on Liditska, signed in under a day pass, paid cash. The front desk clerk remembers a quiet man, polite, didn't look up. Indirect evidence moves first, plates, handles, tickets, before people step into view. The Skoda's GPS module, factory installed, keeps a last breadcrumb even when phones go dark. By 20 February 2021, The full CCTV review establishes a closed loop. Eva enters the river point at 19:07:31 and rides the elevator at 19:13:12. There is no footage of her leaving through the lobby, parking level, or service corridors. The back-of-house door sensor log shows only one recorded use after 2000, by a night porter whose key ID is verified with video. Hotel keycard data for room 314 shows entries at 18:02, Cadleck, 1914, guest key issued at check-in, and 21:28, same key. No housekeeping master key used. Detective Novikova notes in her field book. She checks her phone before entering elevator, 19:13:05. Forensic technician Zuzana Havel powders the elevator button panel and retrieves partial prints insufficient for identification. Cameras narrate direction, not outcome. A GPS ping from the Skoda at 21:46 places it on a gravel road by the Riverside utility lot. On 21 February 2021, with the hotel's cooperation, a warrant grants full access to room 314, Order 21-1847-S. Luminol sweeps yield faint but revealing reactions around the bathroom drain and along the inner edge of a suitcase stand. Swabs are bagged. Tiles glow under ultraviolet. Everything else looks clean in harsh overhead light. Housekeeper Milada Horakova states she noticed ammonia smell and towels missing. A small scrap of receipt paper is recovered from under the desk leg. Timestamp 1812, 14 February. Hardware store on Videnska. Item: plastic drop cloth, large, paid cash. In the minibar, a coffee sugar packet torn open and left. On the desk, no fingerprints sufficient for comparison. Absence is an arrangement. Cleanliness can be intent. A single long hair, trapped in the suitcase stand hinge, returns as a mitochondrial DNA profile consistent with Eva Marečková. On 22 February 2021 at the municipal impound, the Skoda Octavia is processed under scene tent S3. Forensic examiner Inger Holub mirrors the onboard computer. The last destination set is a lay-by near Modritsa. Dog team K9 Barrow alerts at the trunk seam. Cadaver dogs indicate, then settle. Fibers found in the trunk lining are consistent with the weave of hotel towels. Soil residues are lifted from the wheel wells and bagged as evidence samples, Q17 through Q22. A dashcam memory card, forgotten by the user, holds only road footage. At 21:52 on 14 February, a faint reflection in glass captures the driver's profile. It aligns with Cadleck's DMV photo within a 76% similarity measure, noted in the comparative analysis, CA09. Vehicles keep different kinds of testimony: electronic, material, olfactory. Soil composition from the wheel wells matches a disturbed patch of ground 50 meters off the lay-by. On 25 February 2021, the autopsy report documents cause of death consistent with mechanical asphyxia and sedative presence at subtherapeutic but incapacitating levels. Report ME 21-94. Microtraces under fingernails align with adhesive residue. Hair samples match the earlier mitochondrial profile. No dramatization appears in the clinical phrasing. The toxicology screen lists benzodiazepine class compounds. A search of Cadleck's flat returns blister packs with 2 doses missing, lot numbers overlapping the time frame. The prosecutor files charges: unlawful deprivation of liberty resulting in death and murder under aggravating circumstances. Charging memo CM21-A. The narrative cites the CCTV sequence, keycard entries, Skoda GPS, soil match, and towels, plus the digital handle link to meeting coordination. Hannah issues a statement via police liaison. "We will not comment." 2 words handwritten in her notebook underlined twice. 10:15. The language of finality is always spare. In late November 2021, the regional court in Brno hears State v. Cadlec over 6 days. Testimony establishes sequential proofs. Entry without exit, room chemistry, vehicle traces, and the defendant's shifting accounts. The hotel clerk, Petr Hronek, repeats his consistent line. "She asked for a café." The maintenance technician confirms the hallway camera outage existed at that time. The digital examiner explains IP tracebacks in wordless slides. Timestamps, logins, radius maps. Cadlec sits through the footage. 19, 13, 12. Elevator doors closing. And looks down when the prosecutor references the towels. "No comment," he says when asked about at orbit now 42. The defense argues contamination possibility. The court notes chain of custody logs without break. On 2 December 2021, the verdict is read. Guilty. The sentence follows statute. A courtroom microphone captures no outburst, only the scrape of chairs and paper. Hannah rests a hand on the bag she brought in, the blue canvas tote Eva used for class. Justice is administrative and heavy. The hotel lobby camera, L01, continues to run. On a quiet morning months later, the River Point lobby opens to ordinary traffic. Suitcases, shoes, the soft hum of compressors in the ceiling. At 19, 13, 12 on a screen the jury saw, the elevator doors meet and become a single line. Somewhere in evidence storage, a phone sits powered down, its case file label printed cleanly. The camera captured everything except intent. The timestamp remains.